Hey everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing the book 7 Days of Us by Francesca Hornak. So when I first saw this book, I was thinking that it was about a couple. Whenever I see the word us, I usually think that it's about two people, usually in a relationship. The book is actually about a family that has to stay together for 7 days. Now, at the beginning of the book, Olivia and Sean are the two people that were together just at the beach, and they work together. And they are in Liberia treating an epidemic, and so they have to wear masks and big huge suits and everything to protect themselves so that they don't get this sickness, because it's pretty much like if you get it, you're going to be in like a ton of treatment and it's likely that you'll die from it. You can recover, but it's a pretty serious thing. And so they are doctors just trying to do their part in this area of Liberia. And while once they come back, they go their separate ways and everything. But when Olivia comes back, she has to spend Christmas, 7 days, and Christmas falls in that time period, with her family. And she usually doesn't come home for Christmas. She's kind of distant with her family for the most part, so she usually doesn't come home. But everyone's super excited. Her sister Phoebe and her mom Emma and her dad Andrew. Especially her mom is super excited to have her here. She wants to make sure everything's perfect. And the fact that they have to stay together for 7 days is because it is a quarantine. So just in case Olivia actually did catch the disease, they have to keep it contained for a full 7 days to make sure that she actually is okay. And so she is deciding to stay with their family during that time. So all of them are quarantined in this house that they're staying in. They can't leave until it is completed. So while we're learning more about this family, we are also introduced to a new character named Jesse. Jesse is actually Andrew's son, but not Emma's son. And so Emma has no idea about this. And Andrew did not have any idea about this either until Jesse decided that he wanted to meet his dad. And he thought, you know what, I'm going to send an email. I'm going to see what happens. So he's done a lot of research on Andrew to learn about him and how they might be similar, what he does for work. So he knows enough to where can actually track him down if he wanted to, and was able to find his email and do that. And so this story is also going on at the same time, and he does decide to go down and see if he can meet Andrew. And he didn't receive an email back from Andrew saying, yeah, come down, come see me, let's meet. Because when Andrew first read it, he was like, uh-oh. So Andrew actually did know about the son. He received a letter a while back from the woman that he had slept with, and he just decided to pretend he never got the letter. And so when he eventually then gets Jesse's email, he's trying to figure out what he's going to do and see if there's any way he can make that go away as well. So he just ignores it at first. So Jesse really wants to meet him, so he's like, you know what, I'll just go over there and just do work, and while I'm there for work, I'll just send him an email saying, hey, I'm going to be there, doing work and everything, so it'd be great if we could meet. And so just to kind of get his foot in the door a little bit more, like have a reason to go there and have a reason to meet Andrew. So that's going on. Olivia is corresponding with Sean and everything through email. Phoebe is engaged to George, and they're super excited, and they're gonna do their own thing and have like a wonderful wedding and everything. And so the first couple of days of the quarantine are a little rocky. They're just kind of starting to get used to being around each other again, like at least Olivia anyway, since she's back. And basically lots of crap happens. The quarantine is broken by a couple of different characters. There are some people that, like Olivia, that are freaking out about that because she knows how serious this is. And there's a bunch of different things that happen too. A lot of drama with the whole Jesse situation. And so overall, it was a very interesting read. I really liked reading each chapter. Each chapter was just set with whoever was the main focus. So like Olivia, and then the next chapter would just be Phoebe's, and then it would just go back and forth between all the characters. George didn't have his own character like story or chapters, I guess. He just was mentioned usually with Phoebe's side of the chapters, side of the stories. So he is a big part of the book, even though he's not like a main character, I guess you could say. I mean, he kind of is, but he just isn't part of the family. So it's really just the right now family that is like blood related that is getting those chapters, chapter headings. So I really liked it up until the end. I still liked it, like I still liked the book, but the ending I felt like could have gone on a little longer. I felt like it was a little bit rushed to just be done. Like I think that they could have expanded on it a little bit more. I kind of wanted to know more about what was going on at the end and how it was handled more, but it kind of just like finishes. And so I personally would have appreciated if it did go a little bit longer. I mean it is pretty, it's not a super short book. It's, you know, it's in the 300s, but I still think that it would have been fine for them adding a little bit more to the end rather than cutting it off. Like, I don't think it would have dragged it out or anything. I think it would have added more. Maybe not, but like, I just thought that it could have had a little bit more at the end. I was kind of a little frustrated with what happened at the end. Like, I kind of wish that it hadn't happened. But at the same time, it kind of made the climax of the whole story a little bit more meaningful, probably, or more dramatic. I also feel like they could have gone a little bit more into some of the stuff that was going on with Jesse. I liked his sides, his chapters. I liked what was going on with him, and I just feel like they could have added a little bit more, maybe a little more like dramatic stuff in there with him. Like, he's a really decent guy and everything, but at the same time, I kind of would have liked to see like just a little bit more stuff going on with him, like, since he seemed like a really important part of the story, like he was, but I feel like he could have even had like more things go on in his storyline. And so you'll understand more what I mean if you read the book by what I mean by like things possibly being more dramatic for him, or just a little more like intense. But anyways, yeah, you'll just have to read the book because I don't want to give any spoilers away. So I'm trying to be pretty vague, but what I have told you is plenty to know basically the whole like plot of the book. You know, they're in quarantine for 7 days and they have to deal with each other, and you get to know each one of the characters. They're all very different. Like, they all have different personalities. They all think different ways. Some of them are very opposite from each other. So it creates an interesting dynamic to see them all trying to be a happy family in the same house, you know, especially with Emma, the mother, really wanting to have a happy family and make it seem like they're kids again, like, you know, when her children were kids, and just creating that happy home family and things like that. So I really do like each thing that each person brought to the table. So if any of that seems interesting to you at all, then totally read 7 Days of Us. It is really good. The only thing, again, that I would probably change is a little bit of stuff with Jesse and the way the ending was handled. But if you think differently, if you read it and you love the way the ending was and you thought that Jesse's parts were perfect, then let me know, and let me know why you feel that way. I'd love to hear it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.